for coming to this event. It is very hard for me to be here and not remember April 2001 when Dalia Ravikovitch came to Penn. We were in the music building, and Jesse, who is now our talent, who came all the way from New York, from singing in the Village and everything, was then a student at Penn, majoring in Wharton and in Jewish music. And we were all waiting for Dalia Ravikovitch to come. And Jesse was playing, everybody was listening to the music, and everybody, and the anticipation was amazing. Everybody came to see Dalia Ravikovitch, who in a minute will talk a little bit more about her, and she didn't show up, and she didn't show up, and she didn't show up. Finally, and and Jesse is singing, trying to hold the crowd, and I'm talking, trying to hold the crowd, and finally I'm standing there talking about Dalia Ravikovitch, and my cell phone rings, and I pick, and I say, "Hi, Dalia, where are you?" You know, she was supposed to come from the train, on the train, and turns out she got off in North Philadelphia, and some man, angel from heaven, was sent to us. And he went over to her and said, "Lady, you don't want to be here. Give me $20 and I'll take you to 30th Street Station." And she, the person who she was very trusting, so she took out $20 and she gave him, and he brought her to 30th Street Station. And I think it was Maya and Nechama who went to the train station. Finally, she arrived about an hour late. But once she arrived, it was as though we did not wait. It was amazing. And here she's not here. And the reason I'm telling you, I didn't plan to tell you this story, but the reason I'm telling you this is to apologize because the video that we prepared is not working. And I just feel like she's jinxing us. She is, her spirit. She says, "Well, I'm still here. I can still mess up with your plans. You think you can put Dalia Ravikovitch on stage? Well, you can't, not." And what the true story of the video is that first it was FedExed from Israel and got lost, never made it. And then it was sent electronically, and somebody downloaded it all night last night. At 6 o'clock in the morning, I went to pick it up, swear to you. And I brought it to Chrissy, and I said, "Chrissy, look, here is the burned CD." Well, it's not working. So I apologize, and instead we put the poster here, and she's not here. The video is not here because I was hoping that you would see. She was a beautiful woman, even when she was 1930s. She was born in 1936. So even in her 60s, when she came to Penn, she still, you could tell how beautiful she was. She had, very impressive curls and light eyes, and she looked like a doll. She looked like a doll. And at the end of our program, we're going to actually listen to the poem Clockwork Doll. Clockwork Doll is a poem about somebody who is kind of programmed, and she's ready to go, she's ready to obey, and then she falls. Something happens, something very wrong happens, and she falls on her face. And is never fixed again. And in some way, the life of Dalia Ravikovitch somehow unfurled along the lines of that sad poem. Dalia Ravikovitch was born in Ramat Gan, near Tel Aviv. She had when she was 4, she had 2 twin brothers were born. But when she was 6, her father was run over by a car. It was a drunk a British driver who ran him over. And in some ways, her life kind of stopped. And in the poems that we're going to hear today, one of them is Clockwork Doll. Another one is The End of the Fall. There's always, and many times, there is this moment of fall. Another poem we're going to hear is Standing on the Road at Night, which is, again, that moment where recalling the moment where her father stood on the road at night in the place of danger, and a car ran him over. And in one way, there's always a reworking of that trauma, of the moment, of that awful moment, and because of it, perhaps, and we'll hear more from Rami Regavim later about it, but because of that, she said that she always, in every conflict, in every war, she's always on the side of the weak. So she took that energy of a very, very sad life, she took it into the, also into the political realm. Dalia Ravikovitch appeared on the Israeli literary stage in 1959. She was 23 years old, but as she said in many interviews, she wrote the poems when she was in her teens, even before she was 20. And when she appeared on the literary stage, nobody could believe how mature she was as a poet. And you know, like how difficult it is for a poet to break into and to be successful. Dalia Ravikovitch was immediately successful. Everybody immediately recognized that this was a talent that cannot be compared. None of the male poets of the time who wrote in this way or that wrote in any. There was nothing similar about the way she wrote to the way they wrote. The vocabulary was very difficult. Those of you who learned, who read the poems, the vocabulary was difficult, the meter was difficult, the rhyme was difficult, and yet there was something very, very magical about her poems. And as you will see, and Jesse is going to sing a few of her poems that were put to music. And it's not surprising because the poems are so musical and so rich. Another poem that talks really about the moment of the fall is the poem, The Dress of Fire. Originally, we had planned to have a video with Dalia Ravikovitch reading in Hebrew the poem, The Dress of Fire. It's a poem about jealousy. It's a poem that recalls Medea. And I will, you will forgive me, but I will read it in Hebrew before we'll see a performance. So I will be here in Dalia Ravikovich's stead, and I really am sorry about the missing video. Dalia Ravikovitch wrote about 7 books of poetry over the years. The last one appeared last year. She also wrote 2 books of short stories. While her poems are very, very concise, like Standing on the Road at Night is the only poem that talks directly about her father's father being killed. In all the other poems, everything is hinted. When you read, even when we talk about the end of the fall, it's about if a man falls from the airplane in the middle of the night. Now, what is that fall from the airplane in the middle of the night? You know, is it like a little girl losing her father? Maybe, but it may be many, many other things, and that's why it was so accepted. In her stories, however, Dalia Ravikovitch was open. She talked very, very in much detail about losing her father, about the years afterwards, how she, when she was 6 or 7 years old, they moved. Her mother remarried. They moved to a kibbutz. She was very, very unhappy in the kibbutz because she was a very individualistic little girl, very, full of dreams and imagination. And suddenly she had to be in a kibbutz. She didn't fit. She was sent to Haifa. In Haifa, she lived during her teenage years. The poem that we're going to read, Painting, actually talks about the landscape of Haifa. You have the blue sea and the sloping little groves, green groves that she calls them sheep, coming down the mountains. So by the time she was 18, she had moved from Ramat Gan at age 6 after losing her father to Kibbutz Geva in the Jezreel Valley to Haifa, moving from one foster family to another, then to the army, and she married once or twice or 3 times. never heard the book. The last thing I'm going to say, the one book she calls True Love, and that book is about her love to her son. So unlike all the other loves, at least in her life, unlike the different loves of men that were not trustworthy, that caused her a lot of jealousy and a lot of pain, the love of the mother's love was the true love, ahava amitit, and her son Ido is the one who sent me the video that never made it here. But anyway, he is continuing her legacy, and there's actually there will be a website with Dalia Ravikovitch, and we'll be able to go on. I will now read the way we're going to you all have the program, so you can follow. And right now I will read, this is in the center of the little pamphlet that you have, the poem Habeged. As I told my students today, the word Habeged literally in Hebrew means the piece of clothing, the garb, not the dress. It was translated as the dress. However, the word beged, clothing in Hebrew, the root of beged is betrayed. So she's playing, even in the title of the poem, it's not only about clothing, but it is about betrayal and jealousy. Okay, so I'll read it, and then our actress, Fatima, will perform this poem in English, and then she will read her own translation to the poem to Arabic. But first in Hebrew, the way it was written. הבגד. את יודעת, היא אמרה, תפרו לך בגד מאש. את זוכרת איך נשרפה אשתו של יזון בבגדיה? זאת מדיה, היא אמרה. הכל עשתה לה מדיה. את צריכה להיות זהירה, היא אמרה. תפרו לך בגד מזהיר כמו רמץ, בוער כמו גחלים. את תלבשי אותו? היא אמרה. אל תלבשי אותו. זה לא הרוח שורק, זה הרעל מפעפע. אפילו אינך נסיכה, מה תעשי למדיה? את צריכה להבחין בקולות, היא אמרה. זה לא הרוח שורק. את זוכרת, אמרתי לה, את הזמן שהייתי בת 6? חפפו את ראשי בשמפו, וככה יצאתי לרחוב. ריח החפיפה נמשך אחריי כענן. אחר כך הייתי חולה מן הרוח ומן הגשם. עוד לא הבנתי לקרוא אז טרגדיות יווניות, אבל ריח הבושם נדף והייתי חולה מאוד. היום אני מבינה שזה בושם בלתי טבעי. מה יהיה איתך, היא אמרה? תפרו לך בגד בוער. תפרו לי בגד בוער, אמרתי, אני יודעת. אז מה את עומדת, אמרה, צריכה להיזהר. האם את לא יודעת מה זה בגד בוער? אני יודעת, אמרתי, אבל לא להיזהר. ריח הבושם ההוא מבלבל את דעתי. אמרתי לה, אף אחד לא חייב להסכים איתי. אינני נותנת אמון בטרגדיות יווניות. אבל הבגד, אמרה, הבגד בוער באש. מה את אומרת, צעקתי, מה את אומרת? אין עליי בגד בכלל. הרי זאת אני הבוערת.
You know, she said, they made you a dress of fire. Remember Jason's wife and how she burnt in her dress? Do you remember? No? Remember. You don't remember. And fire doesn't want to come. Medea, she said. Medea. Medea did that to her. You've got to be careful. You've got to be careful. They made you a dress of fire. They made you a dress that glows. Glows. Glows, see? It burns. It burns like an ember. It burns like coals. Do you want to wear it? Really? Do you want to wear it? Don't wear it! Don't wear it! You haven't to wear it. No. It's not the wind whistling. No? It's not the wind whistling. It's poison. It's poison spreading. No? It's not the wind whistling. It's poison spreading. You're not a princess. You're not a princess. What can you do to the likes of Medea? Listen. You must learn to tell one sound from another. It's not the wind whistling. No. They shampooed. They shampooed my hair, and I went like that. Outside. Running. I went outside like that. The smell of the shampoo trailed after me like a cloud. Afterwards, I was sick. I was sick from the wind and the rain. I didn't know then how to read Greek tragedies, but the smell of the perfume, spread, and I was very sick. I was very sick. Now I realize it is an unnatural smell, unnatural perfume. What? Hey, tell me, what will come of you? What will come of you, she said. They made you a burning dress. See? They made you a burning dress. Here. Look. They made you a burning dress. They made you a burning dress. I said, yeah, I know. So why are you standing there? She said, you've got to be careful. Don't you know what a burning dress is? I know, I said, I know. But I don't know how to be careful. The smell of that perfume confuses me. No one has to agree with me. I've no great faith in Greek tragedies. But the dress, she said, the dress is on fire. Look, it's on fire. What are you doing? What are you asking? What are you saying? I shout! What are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying? I'm not at all. I'm not wearing any dress. Look! What burning? It's me. It's me. What's burning? It's me. It's me. What burning? It's me. قالت أتدرين صنع لك فستانا من نار. تذكر امرأة جيزون بفستانها أكلتها النار. مديعة قالت مديعة فعلت بها ذلك للثار. كان عليك أن تأخذي الحذاء. لقد صنعوا لك فستانا من نار. صنعوا لك فستانا يتوهج كالنار، يتوهج من نار، يتوهج كالجذوة، يتوقد كالجمار. أتنوين رداءه؟ أتنوين رداءه؟ لا، توقفي توقفي. ليست الريح التي تصفر في القفار، إنه السم في انتشار. لست أميرة، فكيف بنزوات مديعة تصرفي؟ عليك أن تتعلمي الفرق بين الأصوات. ليست الريح التي تصفر في الفلات، ليست الريح التي تصفر في الفلات. وضعوا الغاسول في شعري وخرجت به أجري. روائح الغاسول تنجر خلفي كالسحاب. مرضي بعدها من ريح ومطر ما طاب. ما كنت أعرف قراءة المآسي اليونانية، لكن روائح العطر ظلت متوالية. روائح العطر ظلت متوالية، وأشلائي من علة متلاشية. الآن علمت أن الروائح ما كانت عادية. قالت ترى ماذا بك يصير وقد صنعوا لك الفستان الزمهرير؟ قلت صنعوا لي فستانا من نار وعلمت المسار. فقالت فما خطبك؟ ما خطبك ثابتة كالمسمار؟ عليك بالحذار. أو تعلمين ما معنى فستان من نار؟ قلت أعلم، ولكني لست أدري كيف آخذ حذري. روائح ذلك العطر تبلبل فؤادي. لا أحد ملزم باعتقادي، ولا مآسي اليونان بقلبي تنادي. قالت ولكن الفستان تأكله النيران. صرخت فيها عما تحاولين البيان. ليس على جسدي أي فستان، ليس على جسدي أي فستان. المحترقة أنا وحدي بلا كان. المحترقة أنا المحترقة أنا وحدي بلا كان.
Painting. It's in the packet. The woods of green sheep flowed down the slopes, and the sea below splashed and turned blue in the sun. Clouds opened white like water lilies, and we were still girls. And one of us had eyes everyone loved, and we all envied her till we forgot. And one of us was tall and blonde, and whatever they asked her in class, she always knew the answer. And I would go out in the sun to the nearby field and love the clouds and dream up stories about them. And I had plenty of time to think about sorrow, from the first day of gray autumn till the end of yellow summer.
חורשות הכבשים הירוקים גלשו במורדות, והים למטה שכשך והכחיל מן השמש. בשמיים פרחו עננים כמו שושני נהר, ואנחנו היינו עוד ילדות. והייתה בנו אחת שהיו בה עיניים אהובות, וקינאנו בה כולנו עד ששכחנו. והייתה בנו אחת בהירה וזקופת קומה, שהיו שואלים אותה בכיתה וידעה להשיב תשובות. חורשות הכבשים הירוקים גלשו במורדות, והים למטה שכשך והכחיל מן השמש. בשמיים פרחו עננים כמו שושני נהר, ואנחנו היינו עוד ילדות. והייתי יוצאת בשמש אל השדה הקרוב, ואוהבת את העננים והוגה בהם סיפורים. והייתה לי שהות רבה להרהר בצער, מראשית הסתיו עד סוף הקיץ הצהוב. חורשות הכבשים הירוקים גלשו במורדות, והים למטה שכשך והכחיל מן השמש. בשמיים פרחו עננים כמו שושני נהר, ואנחנו היינו עוד ילדות. והייתה בנו אחת בהירה וזקופת קומה, שהיו שואלים אותה בכיתה וידעה להשיב תשובות. חורשות הכבשים הירוקים גלשו במורדות, והים למטה שכשך והכחיל מן השמש. בשמיים פרחו עננים כמו שושני נהר, ואנחנו היינו עוד ילדות. ואנחנו היינו עוד ילדות. ואנחנו היינו עוד ילדות.
On the road at night there stands the man who once upon a time was my father, and I must come to the place where he stands, because I was his eldest daughter. And night after night he stands, alone on the road, and I must go down to that place and stand there. And I want to ask the man, how long will I have to? And I know, even as I ask, I will always have to. In the place where he stands, there is a fear of danger, like the day he was walking along and a car ran him over. And that's how I knew him. And I found ways to remember that this very man was once my father. And he doesn't tell me one word of love, though once upon a time he was my father. And even though I was his eldest daughter, he cannot tell me one word of love.
עומד על הכביש בלילה האיש הזה, שהיה בשכבר הימים אבא שלי, וחייבת אני לגשת אליו במקום עמדו, מפני שאני הייתי הבת הבכורה שלו. ובכל לילה וליל הוא עומד לבדו במקומו, ואני חייבת לרד במקומו ולבוא. ורציתי לשאול את האיש עד מתי חייבת אני, וידעתי זאת מראש שתמיד חייבת אני. במקום שהוא עומד ישנו חשש סכנה, כי ביום שהלך בכביש ודרסה אותו מכונית. וכך הכרתי אותו ונתתי בו סימנים, שזה האיש עצמו היה פעם אבא שלי. והוא אינו מדבר לי מילת אהבה אחת, למרות שהיה בשכבר הימים אבא שלי. ולמרות שאני הייתי הבת הבכורה שלו, הוא אינו יכול לדבר לי מילת אהבה אחת.
Delight. There I knew a delight beyond delight, and that was the Sabbath day, when all the branches reached up to the light. Like a bubbling river, the light streamed everywhere, and the wheel of the eye desired the wheel of the sun. Then I knew a delight beyond delight. The treetops blazed. The light couldn't have its fill. Molten in the waves, it set the river on fire. Would have swallowed my head too, like a golden orange. Water lilies opened their mouths to devour the river in its hurry, the tall grass floating by. And that day was the Sabbath day, when all the trees reached up in their desire. Then I knew a delight beyond delight.
חמדה. שם ידעתי חמדה שלא הייתה כמוה, והזמן ההוא היה יום השביעי בשבת, וכל בדי אילנות היו מתעצמים לגבוה. והאור הלך מסביב, שוטף כנהר לנבוע, וגלגל העין את גלגל החמה חמד. אז ידעתי חמדה שלא הייתה כמוה. הזהירו ראשי השיחים, והאור לא ידע שבוע. ניתח בגלי הנהר, ובכל אדבותיו ניצת. אף ראשי היה בעיניו כתפוח זהב לבלוע. שושני נהר צהובות פרו את פיהן לבלוע, את אדבות הנהר בחופזן וגבעול העשב השט. ואותו היום היה יום השביעי בשבת, וכל בדי אילנות מתעצמים בתשוקה לגבוה, ואז ידעתי חמדה שלא הייתה כמוה.
ידעתי חמדה שלא הייתה כמוה, והזמן ההוא היה יום השביעי בשבת, וכל בדי אילנות היו מתעצמים לגבוה, והאור הלך מסביב שוטף כנהר לנבוע, וגלגל העין את גלגל החמה חמד. אז ידעתי חמדה שלא הייתה כמוה, אז ידעתי חמדה שלא הייתה כמוה. הזהירו ראשי השיחים, והאור לא ידע שבוע, ניתח בגלי הנהר ובכל אדבותיו ניצת, אף ראשי היה בעיניו כתפוח זהב לבלוע. שושני נהר
את פיהם לברוח, את אדוות הנהר בחופזן וגבעול העשב השט. אז ידעתי חמדה שלא הייתה כמוה, ואותו היום היה יום השביעי בשבת, וכל בדי אילנות מתעצמים בתשוקה לגבוה. ואז ידעתי חמדה שלא הייתה כמוה, אז ידעתי חמדה שלא הייתה כמוה.
שני דגים נחפזו וירדו למסלולות הים, לספר איש לרעותו מה גדלה אהבתם. שני דגים צללו ושהו במסלולות הים, וככל שהרחיקו הלוך, כן גדלה אהבתם. ולא עוד עלו על החוף או במסלולות הים, יעלה הפה מספר מה גדלה אהבתם.
The end of the fall. If a man falls from a plane in the middle of the night, God alone can raise him. God appears at his side in the middle of the night, touches the man, and relieves his suffering. God doesn't wipe away his blood, for blood is not the soul. God doesn't comfort his body, for the man is not flesh. God bends over him, lifts up his head, and gazes at him. In God's eyes, the man is a small child. He gets up clumsily on all fours and wants to walk, then feels he has wings. The man is still confused. He doesn't know it's easier to glide than to crawl. God would like to stroke his head, but hesitates. He doesn't want to alarm the man with signs of love. If a man falls from a plane in the middle of the night, God alone knows where the fall ends.
סוף הנפילה. אם אדם נופל ממטוס באמצע הלילה, רק אלוהים לבדו יכול להרים אותו. אלוהים מופיע אצלו באמצע הלילה, ונוגע באיש ומפיג את ייסוריו. אלוהים אינו מוחה את דמו, כי הדם אינו הנפש. אלוהים אינו מפנק את עבריו, כי האיש אינו בשר. אלוהים גוחן אליו, מרים את ראשו ומביט בו. בעיני אלוהים האיש הוא ילד קטן. הוא קם בכבדות על 4 ורוצה ללכת, ואז הוא מרגיש שיש לו כנפיים לעוף. עדיין האיש מבולבל ואינו יודע שנעים יותר לרחף מאשר לזחול. אלוהים מבקש ללטף את ראשו, אבל הוא מתמהמה. הוא איננו רוצה להעביר את האיש באותות של אהבה. אם אדם נופל ממטוס באמצע הלילה, רק אלוהים מכיר את סוף הנפילה.
אם אדם נופל ממטוס באמצע הלילה, רק אלוהים לבדו יכול להרים אותו. אלוהים מופיע אצלו באמצע הלילה, ונוגע באיש ומפיג את ייסוריו. אלוהים אינו מוחה את דמו, כי הדם אינו הנפש. אלוהים אינו מפנק את עבריו, כי האיש אינו בשר. מרגיש כשיש לו כנפיים, כנפיים לעוף, כנפיים לעוף. נה 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 נה. אם אדם נופל ממטוס באמצע הלילה, רק אלוהים לבדו יכול להרים אותו. אלוהים מופיע אצלו באמצע הלילה ונוגע באיש ומפיג את ייסוריו. עדיין האיש מבולבל ואינו יודע שנעים יותר לרחף מאשר לזחול. אלוהים מבקש ללטף את ראשו, אבל הוא מתמהמה, הוא איננו רוצה להבהיל את האיש באותות של אהבה. אם אדם נופל ממטוס באמצע הלילה, רק אלוהים יכול להרים אותו. אלוהים מופיע אצלו באמצע הלילה ונוגע באיש ומפיג את ייסוריו. אם אדם נופל ממטוס באמצע הלילה, רק אלוהים מכיר את סוף הנפילה.
A poem that best perhaps commemorates Dalia Ravikovitch, because now she fell in the middle of the night, and indeed that's how she died. She fell in the middle of the night, and only God knows the end of that fall. And now Rami Regavin will talk about the political Dalia Ravikovitch.
Dalia Ravikovitch used to say, "I'm with the tears of the have-nots." An interest in human sufferings defined her politics. She's renowned for her lyrical poetry, for which she received the Israel Prize, but her political poetry was no less powerful. In a collection of poems called Themes in Contemporary Judaism that she wrote following the events of the Lebanon War, she writes, "He who destroys 30 children, it's as if he had destroyed 1,030, or 1,070, 1,000 upon 1,000, and because of that, he shall find no rest." And further she writes, "And the children, already lying in the puddles of filth, their mouths gaping at peace, no one will harm them. You can't kill a baby twice." Her morals and politics were personal rather than collective. In this she was consistent. She was there when gays and lesbians brought their struggle for equality to the Knesset, the Israeli parliament. A few years ago, she wrote a fictional monologue from the point of view of a suicide bomber, for which she was vehemently criticized by some. Right about the same time, she expressed her support for Yitzhak Mordechai, then a candidate for prime minister, a centrist rightist candidate, because she saw him as an outsider, a rejected and discriminated Mizrahi man. Lately, she identified with the plight of the settlers evacuated from the Gaza Strip, although she supported the evacuation itself. She always perceived evil from the point of view of an unprotected child. The choppy surface of the water grows calm. No wind in the swamp of reeds. A little child's head rests here on a pillow. Deep in concentration, I look at it. What passes between us? One head to the other. Before his eyelids close, in the warmth of his face, in a glance I do not want to say aloud.
Well, first I have to say that it's really a very special treat for me, combined with sadness, to be here. The treat and the delight is that I feel the energy and the love that fills this room. and also a delight that a whole new generation of students who were much, much younger 5 years ago and did not think of being at Penn and meeting somebody like Dalia Ravikovitch came here and are now today. So what Professor Gold did not mention, when Dalia finally came that evening that many of us remember, and we were with beating heart, waiting for her, will she make it from North Philly? She came with a big smile, full of energy, with her red jacket. By the way, very strong red was her trademark, and very beloved color, and this is why I am dressed with this, although many students complimented me today. Many times Dalia Ravikovitch would read her poetry dressed completely in a red dress. And last night, actually, I did the Israeli Google, and there were more than 1,594 entries just as of late. And many of the people who wrote were remembering her with the Simla Aduma Zoheret, a shining red dress. So also I wanted to show you that her latest books, her last books, Merov Ahava, is with this red color. I mean, she really was, this was something very special to her. So now you can understand. I thought that since I have to be limited to 4 or 5 minutes, it would be much better if I read from a text, especially in English. People who know me well, and many of you do, know that I try not to speak English if I can, but I have to tonight because, so I'll read, and excuse me for doing so in English. One of the most impressive features of Dalia's life was the love that surrounded and continues to surround her. We all know that Dalia grew up bearing the trauma of her father's death in a nighttime automobile accident, an event that effectively froze her life in that moment. One of her earliest poems, which we have heard today, recalled that formative incident in which she remained entrapped. More than 50 years later, when she was 62, she wrote a story entitled I Am Joseph, Ani Yosef, in which the biblical son of Jacob asks, is my father still alive? Ha'od avi chai? That question plagued Dalia throughout her life. Even in her final collection of stories, published last summer, just a couple of months before her death, before her passing, there she calls herself the 6-year-old, evoking the age when tragedy deformed the root of her existence. In the story, the father of, that we just read in class today, Abba Shel, she asks, who remembers Dalia's daddy? מי זוכר את אבא של דליה? Maybe he isn't dead. Maybe he just went away, took a step towards heaven, and then his reserve parachute opened. We might recall here that only a few months after her father's death, in 1943, the author of the children's classic Le Petit Prince, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, died under mysterious circumstances. Dalia was greatly attracted and fascinated by this story. Until the end of her life, she could not accept the fact that her father's death. Much is known about Dalia's ongoing depression, her repeated hospitalization in mental wards, her suicide attempts. And yet, the word most commonly associated with Dalia is love. Her first book of poems was called Love of an Orange, Ahavat Tapach HaZahav. Her last, Out of Love, Merov Ahava. Her gentle, gracious, and noble manner, in addition to a great talent, made it possible for her to leave us with a body of work that not only makes us love her, but helps us probe love's many faces. This last December, I was privileged to take part in a conference at Tel Aviv University, my alma mater, dedicated to Dalia's memory. Originally, the conference was scheduled for a single day. However, the organizers unexpectedly found themselves flooded with requests to participate, so that what was supposed to be a small scholarly gathering turned into a 3-day outpouring of love and affection for a person who managed, in her own unique way, to touch the lives of so many others. The conference was entitled Genuine Love, Ahava Amitit, that Professor Gold mentioned before. And we know it's connected to her son Ido, who was there. And this is the original program for the conference, and I made Xerox copies for you. And you can look at them later at home. Because maybe if you continue to study Hebrew poetry you'll see who are the main characters who are writing and dealing with Dalia's poetry. And there were so many others who were turned away because just it was impossible. It is amazing how this woman touched so many different people. The professor of physics came, the rector of the university, poets, members of the parliament, great deal of wonderful people who just, many actors, many writers, many of them very old, many students and soldiers who came with the whole equipment. And the collection of people that gathered in those 3 days, I mean, they had to, each day to get a bigger auditorium, which is a big thing. And if you know Auditorium 144 at Tel Aviv University, it's a huge room. People were sitting literally on the windows, on the floor, old people that I was worried, how will they get up? They were sitting there for a long time. And it was really an outpour of love. As I said, the conference was entitled Genuine Love, Ahava Amitit. And I can think of no better description of Dalia Ravikovich's place, not only in modern Hebrew literature, but in contemporary Israel altogether. Toda rabah. I'm glad you came.
It's on the third page of the packet. Clockwork doll. That night, I was a clockwork doll, and I whirled around this way and that, and I fell on my face and shattered to bits, and they tried to fix me with all their skill. Then I was a proper doll once again, and I did what they told me, poised and polite, but I was a doll of a different sort, an injured twig that dangles from a stem. And then I went to dance at the ball, but they left me alone with the dogs and the cats, though my steps were measured and rhythmical. And I had blue eyes and golden hair, and a dress all the colors of garden flowers, and a trimming of cherries on my straw hat.
בלילה הזה הייתי בובה ממוקנת, ופניתי ימינה ושמאלה לכל העברים, ונפלתי אפיים ארצה, ונשברתי לשברים, וניסו לאחות את שבריי ביד מאומנת. ואחר כך שבתי להיות בובה מתוקנת, וכל מנהגי היה שקול וצייתני, אולם אז כבר הייתי בובה מסוג שני, כמו זמורה חבולה שהיא עוד אחוזה וכנוקנת. ואחר כך הלכתי לרקוד בנשף המחולות, אך הניחו אותי בחברת חתולים וחלבים, ואילו כל צעדיי היו מדודים וקצובים, והיה לי שיער של זהב, והיו לי עיניים כחולות, והייתה לי שמלה מצבע פרחים שבגן, והיה לי כובע של קש עם קישוט דובדבן.
מלאך מצא רגלך, ציפור פצועה חזרי אליי, ושובי לביתך, האזיני לקולות, הרם על גגות בתים, מכל סופה שמרי נפשך, שובי לביתך, שר חצות גבוה, אור על ענפי אילן, תני לנפשך לשמוע זמר ישן, שם הצמח לענן, שם נפש מרעידה מכל, חלון אפל ותריס מוגף, שובי לביתך, סהר חצות גבוה, אור על ענפי אילן, תני לנפשך לשמוע זמר ישן. נה 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 שיעי למרום, כבר סדק שחר מאפיר, נאור הכפר ציפור אחת